Everyone in my family thinks that I'm well-read. They think I'm a reader, which is it's a nice compliment to have about somebody, but it's also a curse around Christmas time. Because that means every year I get to open 6 homework assignments from my closest relatives. Well, Joe, we thought you would love this 800-page book about the years in between the world wars. What? That's the boring part. Because if someone gives you a gift, right, you want to use the gift and then report back, let them know. But in this case, I have to write a book report. Your gift comes with an essay. That's fucked up. I don't want to. My mom gave me a self-help book for Christmas this year. Whew, that is a gut punch to the self-esteem right there. Hey, we noticed your life's pretty fucked up, so here, we all pitched in $16. We'd love it if you fixed all of your problems on your own. We're not going to help you at all with that. I like self-help books. I think that's a good thing. I think you should, strive to be a better person, read a self-help book. But I'm a little self-conscious about it, other than speaking openly in public about it. But you won't catch me reading a self-help book. And have you ever seen these confident monsters in society? I saw a guy sit down on the train the other day with the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a bright orange book, and in big, bold, black letters, it says, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I walked over to him, I was like, hey man, you don't need that book. You have already mastered the obvious art of not giving a fuck. I don't read that much. I do watch a lot of documentaries, which I think is the same thing. We can agree to that, right? It's like reading. I think watching a Netflix documentary is the modern day equivalent of reading a book on vacation last summer. It's like what used to take you a week at the beach now just takes you 46 minutes on your couch to become a pretentious asshole about nothing. I like how you watch TV and you learn something. That's fascinating to me. I get to be lazy and pretend like I'm smarter. It's great. I like when they teach you something about the story that you didn't know. That's kind of, that's what they're there for. There was like the Ted Bundy documentary. My girlfriend and I watched it over quarantine. And we got to the end and we were both like sitting there talking about it. We're like, wow, it's like pretty amazing that Ted Bundy guy, he was like really charming and charismatic. You know how he defended himself in court and he was really good at picking up women? Boy, I feel like we missed the message on this one. I think. But that's what they bury the lead. That's what a documentary is about, right? You got to learn something new about this. We also watched the Michael Jackson one, and it's tough if you haven't seen it. The Michael Jackson one's really tough. But like that's kind of how Michael Jackson is getting known now, right? Is like that's his past, is what he did with kids. That's rough. But that means in the future there's going to be a new documentary that my unborn son is going to get to watch. And he's going to be like, oh my God, Dad, I just watched that documentary about serial child molester Michael Jackson. He was actually an incredible musician. Wow. And then I'll say, son, you're going to want to sit down for this next part. Because when he was a child, he was black. And then his head explodes. I've run out of the documentaries on Netflix. I watch Amazon Prime documentaries. Oof, I think that is the bottom of the barrel. They're like, we can't get a deal. They're like, fucking, this isn't why even people are even paying for this service. They just want shit to their house. We'll throw on whatever. I watched one about the Lincoln Center the other day, and it's pretty cool. Lincoln Center is a very famous place in New York. When I learned that New York City is one of 47 cities in the United States to have a theater named after President Abraham Lincoln, which I feel like is a pretty fucked up way to honor his legacy, if I'm being perfectly honest about it. Arguably the greatest president of all time, assassinated in a theater, and then 47 cities had a meeting where someone stood up and was like, yeah, I mean, we could build a statue, but you know what would be hilarious? I feel like having a Lincoln Theater in your town is like if Cadillac came out with a new model car called the Kennedy Convertible. And they'd hit you with the tagline at the end of the commercial. The Kennedy Convertible, so luxurious, it'll blow your mind. All over your wife's face. Guys, I'm Joe. This has been fantastic. Thank you for coming out.